Good evening. I'm Commissioner Melcher, Vice Chair. We want to welcome everyone to our Communications and Technology Commission meeting for Tuesday, January 30th, 2024. I think to lead things off, let's have a roll call. We'll start with our student commissioner, Rothman.
Dylan Rothman, here today.
David Goldwater, here.
Carrie Melcher.
Candace Weber here.
I forgot my name. Michael Brockman here.
Thank you, Michael. And Dylan, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Our next item is the approval of our agenda from October 17th of last year.
No, it's tonight's agenda.
Oh, that's
First.
tonight. Oh, tonight's agenda, right. Anybody have any comments, or do we have an approval of tonight's agenda?
So moved.
Second.
And so approved. And now, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And now we move to the approval of the minutes from October 17th. Any comments?
Yeah, just one quick one. Page 2, I think it is. Yeah. Under the number 1 franchise fee report, they left out the word quarter on the first line. Director Rousseau reported that all first and second quarters franchise fees are current and paid.
Okay, anything else? Michael, anything else? Good. Okay, do we have somebody who can, would you like to approve the,
Move to approve minutes as presented with one change noted.
Second.
very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. The only announcement that we have this evening is that Commissioner Sherman, who's been our chair for the last year and in previous years, has moved over to one of our other City of Calabasas commissions. So we wish Richard a lot of luck on that commission, and we'll miss his insightful remarks and his work with Commissioner Weber on all the programming for the last few years, and for Dylan as well. Very good. Do we have any other comments?
Nope.
From anybody? All right, that's good. Do we, and anybody here, no oral communications, public? All right, so we'll move on. The next item is our special item. This is the reorganization of the Communications and Technology Commission and subcommittees. Commissioner Weber?
I nominate Carrie Melcher for chair.
Second?
All right.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So, and we need to recognize a new vice chair, and I would recommend Commissioner Goldwater be vice chair for the coming year. And
Second?
all
in
approve?
All in
Aye.
favor?
All right. Congratulations,
Thank you, you too.
Mr. Vice Chair.
Chairman.
All right. Let's skip to our monthly reports. Our wireless facility minor modification permit report.
Thank you, Chair Melcher. In your packet is the wireless facility minor modification report that came from our Community Development Department. And then following that, we have our franchise fee report. All franchise fees are paid at this time. The cable complaints review. Fortunately, there have been no cable complaints since our last meeting, so that's always good. And the cable company report, there is not one. No members of any cable companies are here this evening for the meeting.
Commissioner Weber?
I'd like to suggest, thank you for that report. I'd like to suggest on the list of, what's it called?
Installation, sir.
It's the approved projects, this list.
Yes.
I'd like
The
to
past.
suggest that you designate make a column for whether it's a tier 1 or what kind of permit. Because I noticed that the latest one that we have in our packet, the one on Cordillera, is a tier 1. I don't know if it's our first tier 1 or not, but it doesn't say it's a tier 1. I think it would be helpful to the commission if they were designated.
Okay. At the top, where it says approved minor modification, small wireless facility in Tier 1 wireless telecommunication facility permits, you want to stipulate whether it's a Tier 1 or a Tier 2?
Yeah.
In that
at
case,
least,
okay.
yeah.
Sure.
Because since that's the newest thing that we're doing,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
we want to see if it's successful or not, and that'll help us determine.
Okay, I'll let
as
those
we
in
start
community
seeing
development
those-
know.
As we start seeing those roll in.
You finished? You okay?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't want to step on your toes, that's
yeah,
all.
you're right.
I just would like to bring up a question with regard to our quest for improvement of overall quality of service, and particularly in terms of any wireless installations that can help cover areas that are at the moment are not covered. We had originally talked about a 2-year plan, I think, or at least a 2-year period, and I think we're getting pretty close to that.
We
I'm
are,
wondering if anything
yes,
has
we're
emerged.
definitely more than 2 years at this point. And you're right, the reason you were talking about 2 years is that was the advice from the providers as well as those here on the commission, in that generally these providers with their budget cycles, they would need anywhere from 18 to 24 months to get these budgeted, get them up and running, that kind of thing. It's been a while since we changed our wireless ordinance and made things a lot simpler, a lot easier. Yet the expected flood of new wireless facilities has not come to fruition. Of course, we had a pandemic in there as well. That certainly didn't help. But confidence is high that we will start to see some improvement. And I know community development is seeing, a few more applications come in, so hopefully down the road, we should start to see improvement.
Are they going to continue the incentives as far as the discounted fees, I guess, for applying? or-
That I have not heard. I've not heard whether there's any change in that.
Okay. Any other comments?
No,
Okay. Let's move on to our subcommittee reports.
do we have to reorganize those too?
We have to reorganize the subcommittees.
He had a question.
Question before that on the cable, the franchise fee report.
Yes.
I note that the reports. I note that the reports have no longer are specifying the monthly revenue. I know we can't talk about the numbers, that we're not allowed to do. But I'm wondering why the reports have been amended or why the information has not been forthcoming about the monthly revenue generation to equal the numbers that they listed as, they have a first quarter totals, but not the previous 3 months. And the 3 months that bring it to those totals that are listed. And I found those numbers interesting for comparison to prior years. Now it's been compromised somewhat.
It's been compressed down to quarter only, and that's all we see.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
not know if whether we're doing that or the cable companies
I'll
have
look into
changed their
that. Thank you.
reportage. Okay? Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Michael. All right. One thing that we still need to do is review our subcommittees and see that everybody is still wants to be on the same subcommittee they're on now, and we should move to review those, and then we can do the reports. So the wireless subcommittee, myself and Michael Brockman. Michael is still on that.
I'm fine. Mhm.
Programming, Commissioner Weber,
Yeah,
and our student commissioner Rothman. Good. Broadband subcommittee, myself and Vice Chair Goldwater.
Something's finally happening.
And community engagement, emergency response. We have Michael Brockman.
No, I'd be happy to stay on it. And
Okay,
that was
good.
obviously,
Would you like a
it
second?
was an individual initiation by former Chairman.
Right.
So we really never got a chance to sort of get that rolling.
We didn't
so-
flush that out.
Right,
But
David
I
says
think,
he wants to be on it.
that's
I
fine.
think,
David, you want to be?
David, you
great.
want to help Michael out with
Yeah,
that?
I could,
I will have a chat with Richard, just to sort of make sure there's a smooth transition from what he was doing, if anything,
Okay.
as to get us started. Thank you.
Okay, so we add Goldwater to that one.
Okay. All in favor of the committee assignments? Do we have
Aye.
So moved?
So moved.
Aye.
so moved?
Aye.
Aye. So moved. All right. So the wireless subcommittee, I don't believe we have anything new to report on the wireless subcommittee. Programming?
No. we
Yes,
don't.
actually.
We do.
Oh, good.
Yes.
So, if you remember last meeting with Richard, we discussed broadcasting Calabasas high school games on the CTV channel. So apparently it was a whole snafu, but I was able to require 3 of our basketball games. So maybe in the future, we could communicate maybe a meeting date and we could get these broadcasted on the CTV. Yeah,
Alright.
definitely with Arvin as well, yeah.
Arvin, it's a big remote setup then.
Did you mean to record them or
I
get the
have-
meeting?
I have
get
the
the shows?
3, I have the 3 games, if we could just, broadcast
Perfect.
that, yeah.
Okay, tomorrow morning I'll be in touch with you.
Do you-
We'll get in
does that
touch.
mean-
Does that be a live broadcast?
They are pre-recorded games,
Oh, they're
They're-
pre-recorded?
yeah.
Oh, they're pre-recorded, so the work's done on the recording.
yes.
Okay.
Thankfully, yeah.
That- so
Excellent.
That's no
That's
problem.
terrific.
Yeah, good.
Cool.
Are there, we're just starting into another semester. Are there plans for more public service announcements over the next few months?
Usually those are in fall classes, and that teacher retired, but I met the new teacher that's going to be doing that, and he will probably continue this project.
Right.
And again, that's a fall project for the classes, so
So-
that should continue as well.
So PSAs are only done in the fall?
That's right.
Okay.
Any chance for any in the spring, or is this not part of the curriculum?
That's right, because they've moved on to making their movie after
Well, yeah,
PSA
their
project.
graduation movie.
Yeah, or whatever
Thesis-
the
Their
teacher.
thesis.
That's right,
Film.
right, yeah.
Good for them, all right. Broadband subcommittee,
Yeah, well, reached out to Terry Dipple of the COG to find out about any public meetings or hearings. They have none scheduled at this time. They said any information, we should actually go through Michael to contact him, and he'd be happy to come to our meetings in the future. Is there any chance that you might be able to schedule him for one of the next 2 upcoming meetings?
Certainly, probably March.
Sure.
Will that work?
Yeah, March is fine.
Okay.
That's good. I think we all have questions about COG and how it works and how it's going to benefit all of our Calabasas citizens.
Did you want to submit questions ahead of time to him, or just bring them in?
I
and-
think it'd be a good idea to submit the questions ahead of time.
Okay.
So we'll work up the list.
Yeah, I think, oh, Candace?
I think that's a good idea, but in addition, I get lots of questions when he's talking.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you can
Well,
still ask him
won't
questions while
exclude
he's
the-
here,
It'll
but,
be an open, fluid communication.
Okay, good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think most of the questions would be their status, where they are with the project, what their costs are they expecting any overruns, any cost savings, how are they putting out bids, a lot of the standard stuff.
a lot of their real nuts and bolts
Yeah.
early
I
on.
don't think
Yeah.
they're that far along.
Well, we'll
And I
find
think-
out.
They were supposed to have a layout by December?
Yeah.
I think one of our other questions is how this new broadband system will benefit the citizens of Calabasas out in the future.
Right,
So.
at the end of the day.
Or what they think,
Yeah,
because you'll never know until it's.
I know. All right, very good. And anything on community engagement? Commissioner Brockman?
No, as I said, nothing to
Formulating.
report, but I want to get together with Richard, just sort of see what needed to be picked up
All
on.
right,
and
terrific. All right. Moving on, the director's report, city smartphone app usage and Granicus. and usage.
Yes, and you've got all that in your packet. One thing to report, and perhaps Arvin will want to talk about it too, is that before our meeting, we went and visited our new master control upstairs here in City Hall, which is fantastic. We had a very substantial master control renovation to replace what was really legacy equipment, like 2008 equipment. And that was for the CTV master control as well as the audiovisual inside chambers here. And this is our first CTC commission meeting since. We had our first council meeting last Wednesday in here since our renovation, so that's very exciting. And if we can just maybe toss it over to Arvin right now to finish that, as well as talk about the programming report.
I just wanted to say,
Yes.
I'm so excited because we no longer hear the thump. There hasn't been a single thump all night.
Well, I like the fact that we're all in sync now.
I'd just like to add to thank the staff for the work done to date, and the equipment looks terrific. It's nice to see these new monitors here. I know the audience can't appreciate that, but these monitors are just wonderful.
And there's one other thing I would add too, is I would also give a lot of kudos to Arvin and the rest of the communications team. During this time, we had to hold meetings over in Founders Hall. Now, that is a room that traditionally is not designed like this room, certainly. It is not designed for live Zoom broadcasts, if you will, of meetings, and there's a lot of moving parts with not only video, but audio. And the facilities team here at the city also did a great job of getting that room ready to hold a large meeting like that. So we did, a few commission meetings, two or
Planning.
three council meetings, planning commission, because that was a 5-week project, this master control renovation. And so a lot of kudos to Arvin and the rest of the communications team and the facilities team here as well.
Well, it looks absolutely marvelous, digital state-of-the-art,
Yeah.
and it must be exciting to get up there and finally start using it. It's great. It's been a long time in the planning.
Yes, it has, over a year to plan it and get it going. And of course, we're working out the little bugs here and there, making it even better than what it is. So we'll get ready for even better service here. Thank you, Chair Melcher. Commissioners, I'd like to go over our production since we last met in mid-October last year. Of course, the Pumpkin Festival was in October. We created a program for that. Veterans Day was early November. Mayor had a State of the City, which we also produced over at Founders Hall, and that was in mid-November. Our Wild Walnut Park had a groundbreaking. We created a little program at the Calabasas Library about the pause reading to dogs that's actually what it is. So I'll show you a little bit about that. And we created a promo for a body positivity fair, which the Mayor's Youth Council is holding this coming weekend. Some of our productions, our school boards are still going at it. In fact, one of our staff is over there right now recording it. Community Center is still getting its final touches. We're out there recording, and we'll be there tomorrow as well. As I mentioned, in early November, we went over to the library. Veterans tribute video we created for the Veterans Day event. That was in November. State of the City, we created roll-ins with the teens and the Mayor's Youth Council, so appreciate their work on that. Valley Economic Alliance, we created a video with new Mayor Weintraub, and that was in end of November. And again, a promo for this event, and we went over to the Senior Center to record some of their shows or some of their classes and programs that they have. Some of our upcoming events, tomorrow we're going over to our community center to shoot some promos for it. Expected to open on mid-March, March 16th, I believe. Last Saturday, we went over to the creek for a tour of the new Las Virgenes Creek and talk about what the Public Works has it plans for the future. That show's actually up now as well. Earlier today, we went over to a large animal evacuation center. Basically, how would you want to evacuate your horses or larger animals in case of emergency? So that's a PSA we're creating. Later this week, we're going over to the Water District, help them create a PSA. And again, Saturday is a body positivity fair out here at in the Civic Center. In addition, we have some bigger events happening in the Founders Hall. Public Safety Crime Prevention Synopsis is happening on the 12th of February. Voter Information Night, February 20th, again at the Founders Hall. Our annual environmental forum is February 29th. That's right, there is a February 29th this year. And that's at the Tennis and Swim Center. Arbor Day and also the opening of the community center are both March 16th. And we'll be out at all those events. We'll be promoting every one of those events that I just mentioned, in addition to the Friday letter from the mayor, city e-news, library e-news. They go out on the beginning of the month, so look for that in your inbox. City events, emergency preparedness is always a big thing for us. In addition, I have a list of the 9 meetings that we have in January this month, and those are all replayed on CTV as well. And if you don't mind, I'd like to show you that show we did on the Pause event at the library. And that will show right on your monitor in just a second.
Hi, my name is Carrie Merhop, and I'm the Youth Services Librarian here at the Calabasas Library. I'm here today to talk about our Pause to Read program. This program happens the second Saturday of each month, sometimes the first, depending upon if there's a holiday. We have therapy dogs that come in. Our kids are able to sign up, make reservations, and they get to read to a therapy dog for 15 minutes. Somebody overseeing them. If they make mistakes, that's okay. This is a great program. It allows the children to read on their own. If you have a struggling reader or you have someone who lacks a little bit of confidence, this program allows them to come in, read to a dog without somebody overseeing them. If they make mistakes, that's okay. And they build that confidence that the kids need to become strong readers. So this program is all about building that confidence within our children in our community, whether it's reading, whether it's socializing, or just being near an animal. So if you're ever interested, please check the Calabasas Library calendar. It will take you to our signups, and you can make a reservation and come on in and read to one of our dogs.
Oh, I love it.
Really well directed and produced.
Besides that, it's really gets your heart.
Yeah, I should do more of these,
I agree.
the heart-tugging ones.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see them in such clarity on our new monitors here on the dais.
Excellent.
It's
Thank
terrific.
you. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer anything.
Do more of those. They're
I'm
terrific.
sure if they could speak, the dogs would appreciate
that's
it too.
Next on the agenda, we have our student commissioner report. I think we've heard part of it, but anything else you have to add?
Nothing new to really report, but just in the future, expect more programs to be broadcasted on the CTV. I'll make sure to work with Arvin regarding that.
And me.
Of course.
All right. Future agenda items. I think we'll be working on some questionnaires, which we'll get to you, Director Russo.
Sounds
And,
good.
What else, anybody else have anything to add to future agenda items at this time? Nothing here, okay.
I would
Thank you.
offer a motion then to adjourn, unless there's something else.
I would motion to adjourn. Do we have
You have a second?
a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank
Thank you all very much, and we adjourn to February 20th, our regular scheduled meeting time. See you then. Thank you.
Good night.
We're still on air.